What's going on, guys? Chris here, back again with another market video for you guys today. We did a video like this, I think, last week, talking about like Team of the Week investments and some Man of the Match cards. Now, not every single one of those cards have, like, worked out, but I think a good amount of them did. So we're going to do this video again for you guys. And this one is going to be merely just Team of the Week investments and Man of the Match cards. When to buy them, obviously. I'll tell you guys if it's like a long-term hold or if it's a short-term hold. And later tonight's video, we're going to have a second upload. It's going to be more so about what you guys can do on the Sunday to make coins for this upcoming week on Ultimate Team. This one's going to be just kind of like an investment type video. So before we get into it today, if you guys can just drop a like on the video and subscribe if you're new around here, that'd be absolutely amazing. We are like less than 30 subs away from 9,000, so any sub really is appreciated on the channel. Get involved with everything that's in the description. My free trading Discord, which gives you guys all free trading tips that are still usable, by the way. I think I need to reiterate this. My Discord is still very usable with the tips that are on there. And then it pretty much has every single tip that I know in this game in that Discord and shows you what to do. My Twitter, my Instagram, and of course my Twitch, where we do those trading methods on stream. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about Team of the Weeks. I think there's a lot of good looks in this Team of the Week. And I think there's going to be some cards that you can hold like long term. You can kind of club stock. And if you have an inform that, is maybe down a little bit in price from last week, I wouldn't be like so quick to just sell that. Because when Team of the Weeks get rare, that's kind of when they start to rise a little bit. Not every single Team of the Week rises in the first week due to overinvestment, due to maybe other cards coming out in the next Team of the Week. There could be multiple factors as to why cards don't really go up as much in that first week. And we definitely had a lot of investing going on in last Team of the Week. Like, if you look at this Delaney, he hasn't really moved from his 155. But, when we were watching my video, you could have gotten him probably in like the low 140s. Suchek, if you bought him at like 33k, he went to like 39.7. Keely went to 69.5. We're seeing a little bit of a sell-off this weekend. This Milinkovic went to 105k multiple times last week. Cancelo 210k at his peak. So there was a lot of good windows. And I will say this to you guys: if you are watching my videos and you are asking yourself, when do I sell these cards? If you are making profit on a certain inform, do not hesitate to take the coins. Like, I've sold, I think, 6 of my Suchek cards for like 39.7 to 40. And that's like 2 to 3 to 4k profit per card. I'm happy with that. So don't be greedy when it comes to Team Week investment, because there is a lot of overinvestment. A lot of people still trying to invest in these cards. But you also have, certain factors elsewhere, like SBCs, objectives, more promo players being released that could make these cards drop just a little bit. So let's talk about now this Team of the Week and some of the things that you guys can look at for some kind of long-term flipping, but also some short-term flipping. So the one that comes in my mind first is Diaby and Luke Shaw. And the reason why these two stand out to me is because I feel like they're undervalued for the stats that they have, but it's because they don't have a dynamic image. So Luke Shaw, for me, and I was doing this a lot the last couple of days, but Luke Shaw, you guys can buy with a shadow, and there's pretty much a price difference. I think I flipped about 11 or 12 Luke Shaw cards with a shadow at like 27 and under, and then I would flip them for like 31.5 to 32. So that was like a really good trading method for me. Now this Luke Shaw, anything in like the 27.5 and under range, I think is pretty good. And try to find a shadow if you could. And yes, it requires you to snipe these cards. I don't think there's going to be a ton of people looking at some of these like Team of the Weeks this week. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but 27.5 on this card, I feel like, especially if he does get his dynamic, he is going to go up in price. He's a solid left back. He's got good pace. He's got good physical, good defending, good dribbling. And he's been United. And that's one of the biggest things. He's a United left back. He's English. You can use him in SBC solutions for like left backs. So I think this card, especially if he gets his dynamic, is going to go up. Why do I say that about dynamic images? It's huge. Dynamic images, especially when we have like those international games, and you don't see the same prices you would see in a normal Team of the Week because of the lack of dynamics. It makes a big difference when people are buying cards, whether or not a card has dynamic on it. Like, I don't have a single card in my club or in my team that doesn't have a dynamic image, right? Like, obviously you have Desai, you have these gold cards, and you have these icons. But like, if I have special cards, they all have dynamics on them, which makes the card look sick, right? It's a big difference when it comes to, you know, it makes a big difference when buying cards. So, you know, Luke Shaw at 27.5, I would say is pretty good. Look for shadows on that card. This Abbey French left wing, I just actually got one on bid at 30.5. Again, if you can find these cards on bids too, please look at bids. Maybe not as many people are looking at them at a certain amount of time. I like this in like the 31 and under range for this Diaby. Again, if he gets a dynamic image, the lack of left wings in the Bundesliga for kind of like those lower tier teams, I like that. I really do. You know, around 30 to 31K, and I could see investors kind of picking that Diaby up. And maybe you're able to sell that card to investors. So like if you see that card go to like 37, 38, maybe cash out on that. That's like 4 to 5K a card, right? Remember what I just said. Like, don't be greedy when it comes to, you know, buying and selling these informs. These are cards sometimes you want a quick flip. Now this Morales is also a pretty good one, and I actually was looking at his stats. His card looks pretty good. He looks really, really good actually. If I can find one right now. And this one's great too, because this one, he has a second, he has like 2 informs. So like sometimes the market could be glitch and it might not show every listing, which may show you like, it may give like some undercuts on this card, like at like 30K, right? And maybe not as many people are looking at it. So like 33, 33, 33. Okay, so I'm not seeing it there. Anything at 30K, I think is really good for this card, for this 84 Morales. Let me show you his card stats actually, because he looks really good. 4-star, 4-star, high medium work rate, 91 sprint speed, good finishing, good composure, agility and balance. You could up that a little bit, but it's a pretty good card. Stamina is 85 as well for Spanish teams. You know, left wings in La Liga. I think this card's really good for a 30K card, man. I do think this card could go up out of packs. A little bit under the radar, kind of flip there, in my opinion. Another card I want to be looking at. And obviously we do have Ozurable, which is another higher rated card. Ozurable for me in like the mid to low 40s would be a decent shout. This card doesn't look that bad either. He's got some good all-around stats. If I can find this guy maybe at like, let's see, where is the cheapest one at? Like 49K? Yeah, like 45 and under for me would be pretty good on that. I would try to get him. There's a 48 there. Not getting bought instantly, so that kind of gives you an opportunity to possibly flip that, or be able to snipe this a little bit easier than other cards. So like kind of mid 40s would be a pretty good shot for this card, in my opinion. And here are some long-term holds that I really do like. And this is where I look to some of these cards. So I go into Fuppin and I look at the cheapest player through their, like, what are they being compared to, right? And they're being compared to other players at the same rating, and this is due to SBC Solution. So if you look at 83 overalls, you have Angelino, Andre, who was literally just in packs. I think Jovic was just in packs too. And that could be an undercut. I think that might be an undercut on Jovic. He's like 19 plus. But Angelino is 17.2. He's the cheapest 83 overall inform, right? And if you look at almost every single 83 plus inform, no matter if they're good or bad in this game, they're over 22,000 coins. And that is something to show you guys that when Angelino gets rare, and this is what I'm saying, a long-term hold with Angelino is going to be the play on this card. Anything that's like 16.5 and under, buy it. Just buy it. You're gonna have an SBC at some point that makes this card rise. So I would buy this card, like 16.5 and under. This would be a really good price for a long-term hold. Another card, we talked about the 84s now. Insomni, and look at this, every 84 inform is pretty much 22 and higher. This Perrin is in this team of the week, Muslera is in this team of the week, and Insomni is in this team of the week, and Insomni is currently going for 16K. And yeah, you might say to yourself, oh, but Insomni and Muslera are not really good for, like, SBC solutions. That doesn't matter though. Like, what people will do, and if there's an SBC that comes out that a lot of people want to do, they will definitely, and if I can pick that up, I will, because that's so cheap for that. What they'll do is they'll put him into the cheapest solution, and that will make this card rise, because the more people that are doing that SBC, and especially if it's like an SBC that a lot of people want to complete right away, the supply on this card is going to dry up over time, and that's why he's going to rise. So this is like a long-term hold, in my opinion. 14 again is great. I don't know what people are doing listing this card up at that price, but yeah, I'd pick up like Insomni at like 15.5, Muslera at like 16. I like those for kind of like some long-term holds. I do like those a lot. Rebic is another team of the week that I like. He gets those links to that Tonali, obviously, and a lot of people are recently kind of going towards that. They're going towards like Serie A, right? So you have this like Rebic here at 36.5. And I remember Rebic last year. I don't know if it was like the man of the match Rebic, but this card, man, a lot of people liked him. A lot of people liked him. He did very, very well out of packs. It might have been like his striker man of the match last year. I think he had one. But he did really good out of packs. Anything like in the 34 range on this card, I like this a lot. Just because he does get those links. He has the 4-star, 4-star. Left-sided players in Serie A aren't that great either, and he's good for Milan teams. He's good for like those kind of, newer Tonali links, and you have the Teo Hernandez, obviously. So he fits a couple different criteria, and I think in the 34K range and under is pretty good for this card. Let's talk about, honestly, like you can go and probably stock Jesse Lingard. He's not gonna fly off the shelf, but like if you want to get him at like 11K, this is kind of like a no risk. You can just buy him at 11K and you kind of wait for it to go up. He's actually up a little bit. He's up at 13, but try to get him as close to discard as you guys can. And then let's talk about some man of the match cards. So let's look at some man of the matches. Where is it? Right here. Okay. So here are some kind of like man of the match investments you guys can make. This Suyunshu I really do like. And anything, for me, he reminds me of somebody like Chiesa, who we recommended you guys to buy him at like, I think it was like 17 or 18K. And Chiesa went all the way up to like 26. And the reason for that was because of objectives. We haven't gotten a Prem objective, I think, in a while. The second we get another Prem objective that is like usable on that Friday, or whenever they do release objectives, I think this card would be pretty good for like those lower budget teams. And for me, as close to 17K as you can for this card. When you want to buy any of these cards, you can buy them literally anytime on the next like 2 days at these sort of prices. Suyunshu right now is 19,000 coins. So like anything in like the 17s would be pretty good for this card. He doesn't look like he has a bad card either. For an 83 as well. Could be used in SBC solutions. You just never know. So Suyunshu wouldn't be a bad shot for me. Sigurdsson is literally no risk. And I actually would tell you guys that this card, for an 84 man of the match card, the fact that he is legit under 16,000 coins makes it such a no risk investment that you guys can literally go and club stock one of these cards. And it's literally no risk. It really isn't on a card like this. I'll actually go and buy that at 15.5. And I'm just going to start lazy listing it at maybe like, just going to lazy list it at like 19.7, see if I can make a couple key on that. But that's like a no risk investment. Rakitic, another one, he's pretty much no risk at 15. What's his stats? He has 64 pace. Yeah, just kind of get him at like 15.2. That's pretty good price. This McTominay is interesting because if you look at McTominay and his card stats, he actually looks like a pretty good card. Now, it says on Fuppin that he is 39.5 right now. I don't know if I can find him. Let me go basic on this card. But this man of the match, McTominay, I think is going to do pretty good out of packs. Again, Man United CDM, pretty good stats. He looks like he's even higher than that. He's starting to fluctuate. There he is. The 84 man of the match, McTominay. And actually, if you want to kind of put a little filter here, take everything out over 31.5 or 31.7, right? And now you can kind of like, you can compare price on the last card here, and that's gonna how you see the new McTominays popping up anywhere between 32 and 40. This guy in like the 36, 37 range is pretty good. Like this card, 3-star, 3-star, but he's got some really good physical. He's United, of course. And you can put a Kemps on him to make him a little bit better. I think for like those lower budget teams could be a decent shout. And am I missing anyone else? Demiral, you could probably buy as like 16.5, as close to that as you guys can. And that's pretty much it when it comes to like these kind of like no risk investments, investing in general, really. I don't want to give you guys like, some, investments where they might drop a little bit, over, the next couple of days. I think these are some of like the more safer ones you can do, especially the fodder ones, ones that people are going to need for SBC solutions. So I hope this video helped you guys out. We're going to have another video later tonight, so thank you for watching this video. I appreciate it. Comment, subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll talk to you guys in a video soon. Peace out.